Good evening. My name is Deputy Chief Vernon Hale, V-E-R-N-O-N-H-A-L-E, Dallas Police Department, Narcotics and Vice Divisions. In the first week of January, the Dallas Police Department Narcotics Division became aware of a recent rash of synthetic cannabinoid, also known as K2, overdoses concentrated in the downtown area. Street Squad narcotics detectives immediately deployed to the area and began an undercover investigation into possible sources of this dangerous drug that is negatively impacting the downtown quality of life. Working in conjunction with Central Patrol, DART, El Centro police officers, we were able to identify some of the primary dealers who appear to be targeting youth and transient populations in the downtown area. The first positive lab results from those operations were returned yesterday. With the assistance of patrol officers and Grand Prairie Police Department, the DPD Narcotics Division was able to make the first-degree felony arrests, multiple first-degree felony arrests, for delivery of K2. We believe these may be the first in Dallas County. First arrested was Mr. Martin Zamora, black male, 7'2" of 87, for felony 1 delivery of controlled substance. He got a bond of $100,000. Second arrest was Dominique Harrell, black male, 6'29" of 84, delivery of a controlled substance, $100,000 bond. This is obviously only the first part of this criminal justice process, and we got a long way to go. We've been in close contact with our partners at the Dallas County DA's office, and they look forward to prosecuting these cases. Synthetic cannabinoids are routinely known as K2, spice, fake pot, herbal incense, pot puree, and a host of other names. Our experience has shown us that these are dangerous drugs, and in high dosages and mixtures of synthetic cannabinoids have caused sickness, organ damage, brain damage, and even death in some other cases. The dangers of synthetic cannabinoids are enhanced because doses of the actual chemical substances vary greatly in every single package that you see. So these guys at home, in a garage, in a backyard, whatever, are spraying these chemicals on this leafy substance and packaging it. There is no consistency in the layers that are placed on it, which is where the dangers really get enhanced. Unknown ingredients and cocktails of drugs are reportedly often mixed, and there is no regulation or consistency in the manufacturing process. I'd like to close with a fitting quote from previous First Lady Nancy Reagan. Drugs steal away so much. They take and take until finally every time a drug goes into a child, something else is forced out, like love and hope and trust and confidence. Drugs take away the dream from every child's heart and replace it with a nightmare. Nancy Reagan, 1986. In that same speech, she joined the term, just say no. And we beg that we tell our children, our parents, our transient population, anybody that thinks this is a safe drug, to just say no to K2 as well. We'll continue to work to identify other suspects and locations distributing this dangerous drug. So please don't give up on us. Please help us keep our officers and everybody else safe in the community. And please, please stay away from this dangerous drug. It comes in pretty packages, but I call it the SBS, some bad stuff. Any other questions, concerns?
Sir, at the safety meeting involving other downtown neighbors the other day, K2 was an issue there. It's brought up as a problem downtown. Can you give us again another sense of how big an issue it is for people that are looking for work in that area?
And I obviously don't have the stats from DFR on how many calls, et cetera, were down there at this point. Hopefully we'll have that soon. But I do know that's what created this investigation, and both these suspects were arrested in the downtown area.
Can you tell us what these guys were doing in their mix that made it so harmful and why they were chosen to be possibly the first K2 arrests in Dallas County?
At this point, I actually have no affirmative links that they were linked to any of those illnesses. I can't prove that in any way at this point. I don't know which mixtures it was. When you go out there, as you can see, there's various packaging. You don't know which drug is in which one. So I also ask that as people have family members with these mental episodes or illnesses or what we in the police term, the scientific term called acting crazy, we ask that you try to figure out which strain it is so that we can try to isolate which types of this dangerous drug it is and maybe get directly to those sources. So we don't know specifically which strains were causing it, but we knew that there were an abundance of calls, and so we went out there and tried to make some arrests, and that's what we were able to do yesterday.
Were your two suspects arrested together at the same time?
Not going to talk about operations this time, but they were not arrested together
Okay, so separate arrests.
Yes.
When were these arrests?
yesterday,
Yesterday?
yesterday evening. Yes, ma'am.
And I know they're in the downtown area, but where downtown? Do you know where the arrests were made?
I believe on Elm Street. I don't have the arrest reports on me, but I believe on both on Elm Street. Yes, ma'am.
I know some officers have been concerned or frustrated that they made these arrests and the DA hasn't prosecuted. Are you working with the DA more to prosecute these kinds of cases? Is that something they promise on their end?
Well, legislation, as you may be aware, just changed this year, and I'm not an attorney, so I won't try to get technical with you. But previously, there was basically one mixture that was part of the penal code, and if that mixture didn't meet those criteria, it was difficult to get a prosecution. So this year, when the Texas legislature changed the laws, it allowed for a broader spectrum of these synthetic cannabinoids that can be prosecuted as analogs.
One more question?
Just real quick, that new law that you're talking about, it seems like, since you were telling us that all these mixes are vastly, can be vastly different, your hands were tied until they changed that law. Does that sound correct?
In some ways, unless they met specific criteria, they were difficult to do unless you went to the federal system, which was a little bit more broad. We believe the Texas legislature changes will help us a bunch, but this will be the first case that I know of for the actual delivery of this stuff. It's still illegal to possess it as well, and so we'll continue to work. This is new to us. It's new to the DA. It's new to the criminal justice system, but we got to do everything in our power to prosecute and ensure that our children are safe in the streets of the city of Dallas.
Thanks, guys. Chief?